Hello, everybody, and welcome. We are back with another decent December. I've got Megan here with us. I am so excited because Megan's been talking to me a little bit about this in the background, and there's a lot. This one's going to be a little bit more of a heavy topic compared to our cute little opossum from last time, but that is not a bad thing. There's going to be a lot to learn. There's going to be a lot to find out. There's going to be a lot that you can do and we can do to share the information. But before we dive too deep, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me. Hi, everybody.
I'm excited. I'm just going to make a quick adjustment to you on the outside here because I made you too short. There we go. I had cut the top of your head off. That's no good.
Oops. I probably moved on you or something.
I don't know. It works either way. We are good to go. So you are here to talk to us about the Women's Exceptional Care Centered on You for the GRACE program.
Right. Yes. This is a wonderful program that started in 2018, and the GRACE program stands for the Guided Recovery and Creating Empowerment. And what it does is it basically helps women with opioid use disorder during their pregnancies, whether it's helping them get into treatment or getting on medication treatment or rehab. It is one of the only ones in Louisiana and one of the very few in the whole entire nation. So, and they do all kind of things. They, let's see. So basically they started out just with treating opioid use disorder, but they have expanded into helping women with all addictions, any kind of substance, even smoking.
Oh, wow. That's a lot.
Yes. Because they are, obviously promoting a healthy pregnancy, a safe pregnancy. So there's so many women who, like let's say they're an active addiction, and most women are too scared to go to the doctor because of fear of getting in trouble, right?
Right.
Or, getting their child taken away. So the program also provides a doctor for them, prenatal care, and the promise when they sign the contract that their child will be safe as long as they, get into some kind of treatment. They offer different choice, whether it's rehab, inpatient or outpatient, medication-assisted treatment. And if their drug screens are clean and things like that, all will be fine. There'll be no child protection, anything like that involved. And they have, as of last year, they helped their 150th patient, and I know it's been even more since. So we have an alarming rate of babies born on opioids down here. There's obviously an opiate epidemic. So this has created a difference in what's happening with these babies that are born now.
Oh, we got a bit of an internet hiccup.
The women are not scared. Did I cut out?
You cut out for like just half of a second there. You were saying that there are a lot of babies in the area born with opioids addictions, and with the GRACE program, it gives women a place to go so they don't have to be afraid and scared of consequences to getting help. Because realistically, if you're looking for help, there really shouldn't be negative consequences toward you. You're trying to get help.
That's correct. Because that's one of the biggest things was fear. And also, the fear of going through withdrawal keeps a lot of addicts from going in and getting the help too. So they kind of had a double whammy when they're pregnant. Two things that they're afraid of.
Yeah, as if pregnancy isn't difficult enough.
Right, exactly. So just to give y'all a little history of why this foundation means so much to me. I am a recovering opiate addict, and so it just to give back and to work with this is just a way for me to help my recovery also. And I wish they had something like this, for back in my time too. So, and for people that I knew going through it also. Anyway, they have also, this is some cool things that they do now too. They'll do things like the women that will come in, we will do like a job, like a job fair for them, teach them how to type up
We got a bit of a hiccup again. Sorry, got a bit of a hiccup again.
I apologize, y'all.
Yeah, I know you've got a little bit of internet trouble in your area due to some weather conditions. You were saying, sorry, a job fair is where we lost you there for a sec.
Yes, we hold a job fair for the women that come in to help them, for after the child is born, get back on their feet. Teach them how to type up a resume, how to dress, how to do their hair, makeup, all those kind of things.
I know that there's definitely the situations, depending on where you live, of course, there can be heavy bias towards wanting to hire a woman who is pregnant, was pregnant, or they suspect is going to be pregnant in the future, because they're like, well, they're going to just take time off of work all the time anyway, so we don't really want to hire someone who has a kid.
That's right. And then some of the women are scared. They might have records and things like that. So they work with them with all of those things. To not be afraid. There's always something that they can do. And it's important to get these women back on a schedule. So they talk and teach a lot of routines for them again, because you have your baby, you have to get into a routine with a new baby. So there's a lot of parent skills going on too, even teaching how to change a diaper.
Yeah, realistically, I think addiction or not, more people need to be taking early childhood development classes and courses and early childhood care type thing, like more education around that when you decide you want to have a kid, for sure.
Absolutely.
And if you have an addiction problem, don't feel bad. People who don't have addiction problems have issues trying to do this and don't have the education to do that. So,
very true. Absolutely. And like I said, I've kind of touched on this just a tiny bit, but a big section of their program is based on medication-assisted treatment. And they have found that a lot of the women will continue coming to all their prenatal appointments and have a much safer pregnancy, getting the opioid, illegal opioid, and getting on the medication like methadone or Suboxone.
Yeah, opioids are not good for growing baboos. It's not a good time. There's links to a lot of developmental problems that are linked to opioid use during pregnancy, as well as. Are you upset by something, Puck? There's also things like when you're like I said, as if pregnancy alone isn't difficult enough, and as if addiction alone isn't difficult enough, and as if trying to handle all of that by yourself isn't difficult enough. It sounds like, well, you have no education about any of the above. As if that's not enough, it sounds like what your program does is to try and help people, one, get through that, give them the resources and education they need, and help them get to where they need to be when they need to be there, so that way they can help. I remember looking at, I want to say like a year or two ago, I was looking at statistics of death during pregnancy and successful pregnancies. America is disgustingly low for their standing at for being a first world country and having regular medical care. You have advanced regular medical technology. There is absolutely zero reason that the pregnancy rates of death are as high as they are in America.
Right. That is true. What kind of, besides wanting to give back from my own recovery, that for me, obviously, to this program, and then when I
Nope.
read how many babies were being born addicted,
yes.
I'm so sorry, y'all.
No, it's okay. You were just saying for how many babies you heard about when you were going through your situation. that were actually born addicted to substances.
Right. I was shocked at the numbers, and so this is amazing, a way to help these women and get them in to see the doctor, get their prenatal care, and not be afraid to lose their child. And also get into recovery, which is very important.
And all those things are expensive.
Absolutely. So, and which will keep you and many addicts from getting the help that they need, the cost.
Yes.
You know, so we even help them sign up for Medicaid, or you know, if they qualify for other insurance, obviously we'll help them with that too, and get the baby signed up for their insurance as well. So, and the medications will, like I said, create them to stay in recovery. You know, we obviously encourage meetings or some therapy, some form of recovery to be, you know, first. So, which is super important. And so far, we've had a really, really high success rate from when they come in to having the baby and even staying sober after.
Well, I mean, you're a success rate. And maybe
Yes.
not with this program in particular, but with the
Right.
the entire situation.
Exactly.
So it sounds like they've also got people that come back and try to give back that can maybe help inspire, or at least there's people that are involved that have been through what these women are going through, and it can kind of act as a little bit of maybe a guiding light, or as a point of a goal to reach towards, to be like, no, this isn't impossible. We can help you. You can do this.
Right.
Especially in such a hopeless feeling situation.
Exactly. We do teach the women about what is going to happen when the baby is born. Because let's say they are either still on the opiate and using, we do not turn them away. And if they're taking like methadone or Suboxone, the baby is still going to withdraw some. It's obviously not as bad as like, let's say, if using heroin, but they're still going to have a little bit of withdrawal. So we do a lot of teaching with that for them to understand, like, when to call the doctor when they make it home, or when to go to the hospital, all of those kind of things.
Yeah, and like there's a certain amount of education that would come along with something like this that is transferable. So this person will now have these skills and have this knowledge forever. Like, it's not going to go away. It's not going to ever be not useful. This is all valuable, useful life skills that they can take with them, and sometimes if they've got a job off of it, or if they've gotten from point A to point B, I think, maybe this is just my opinion, but realistically, people who have been addicted, who are no longer addicted, or at least like in that process of, like, maybe you're never really not addicted, depending on how you break that down, because some people break it down as they're always fighting it, and some people break it down as in they're like, I'm always recovering, but I'm kind of not at high risk anymore. There's something to be said for that. Should be viewed, in my opinion, as if I was going to hire somebody, that's dedication, that's work, that's somebody who's been able to overcome hardships in their life. That's somebody that should be looked upon with impressive, like, you're impressive. That's impressive. That's an incredible thing to have been able to overcome and succeed and do and be successful. And so, but for some reason, a lot of the workforce tends to look down on that, and it sounds to me like it should be the opposite.
I agree.
Oh.
You know, that even you know, 11 years later, I still face a lot, even with family, that they either don't understand even the medication aspect of it, or can't get past, you know, knowing that I did that. So, but like you said, overcoming an addiction is, I mean, you're a warrior. I mean, it is not easy. It took me several tries. I know some people get it the first time. A lot don't, and that's okay. But it's definitely not easy. It was the hardest thing I've ever had to do, and I'm pretty sure just about every one of these women that I work with will probably tell you the same thing. And to see them come back though, hug your neck and tell you, oh, I love my new job and I've been working here for 6 months, or seeing pictures of their babies is
Yeah.
so amazing and rewarding, and keeps
Yeah.
me going back definitely.
And you don't want the, and again, you want these success stories. You want this information to get out so that way people aren't afraid to come to you. It's like, no, it's our job to help you. It's not our job to punish you. We want you to succeed. So don't feel bad that you didn't succeed the first time and then just not come back. No, it's okay. It happens. It's okay to not succeed at something the first time. I don't know why we expect people to just understand and get things. I think it might be kind of just built into our education system, where it's like you don't really get practice tests too much. You don't really get a flow of education. It's just like subject test, subject test, subject test. It's not, and you have to succeed the test. Otherwise, well, class is moving on.
Right. I think this is kind of like a form of therapy too, because when you're taking addicts in recovery and you're working with either addicts that are new to recovery, or some that are maybe that they're thinking about getting into recovery, that hands-on to see that, hey, look, we do recover. It gives them a hope that wasn't there before too.
Yeah, it gets better.
Nobody understands an addict like another addict does.
That's definitely like, it's very hard to put yourself in the shoes of someone who has never, of a situation you've never been in. Like, if you've never been there, it's very, very hard to not emulate, empathize. Because you haven't been there. You don't know what it's like. And so when you try to help somebody, they will brush you off because they're like, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're talking about. And so when you have somebody who knows, it's like, I mean, I even feel the same way sometimes when somebody tells me that they're getting harassed on the internet, and it's just like, no, somebody just told you you're wrong. you don't know what you're talking about.
True. Very true.
So sometimes you end up brushing off whatever they're telling you, even if it's good advice, where it's just like, I'm sorry, like, you sound very naive to somebody who's going through something that is so awful as addiction, or being at that kind of point where you're like, I don't know what to do. I'm afraid of everything. All of my options are scary because I have no information. And because I have no information about what's going to happen, where it's going to go, whether or not this is even going to work for me, you're just in a place of just, basically you're sitting in a hole of dark and you don't know where to go. And so knowing that there's somebody saying, oh no, it's okay, come this way. I've already walked this path. Look out for that rock there. You'll be okay. And if you trip, it's all right. I'll be waiting here for you. And like kind of helping usher people through. When you've walked the path, it's a lot easier.
Yes, and it's it's a judgment zone. They can come in, and no matter what their addiction is, what they've been through, what their past is, it doesn't matter. We're going to be there to help them and encourage them, and we're trying to show them to keep trying. Get back up and try again. If you relapse, try again tomorrow. So, and we're finding that it's working, and we're looking to keep growing the program and expand to other cities in our state. And I hope to see this everywhere. I think things like this should exist everywhere because there's just not enough help for addiction out there.
So, how long has this program been around?
Since 2018.
Okay, so it's still also pretty young. So that's 18, it's almost 2022, so 18, 19, 20, 20, almost 4 years?
Right.
That's still very young for a program, and for a program to be that successful in that short of amount of time, as well as be able to open up their doors to not just their main focus, but to start allowing and not being exclusive to that focus, and being able to allow people to, even as something that seems as simple as a smoking addiction, that's huge. That's massive growth.
Right, exactly. We have just about every woman that has come in and sought out inpatient treatment. That so far we haven't had any leave. They stay and complete the entire program, which is
that's
incredible.
amazing. Yeah, that's that kind of rate, that kind of percentage is almost unheard of.
Exactly. So and
sorry, 1 second, we lost you there. I think you were saying, and even
right after the baby's born, even let's say, they're 6 months old, 7 months old, they can come back and do fun activities with the child, like mommy and me classes, fun activities for the ladies to get together and meet each other, because recovery friends are important too.
Yeah, no, having a support system and having people around you that have been through the same experience as you, that are a positive influence, that you can help each other through something, is beyond, that's priceless.
Yes. And I hope to do more with them. This has been probably my favorite way to give back, as far as a way to help my to addicts helps me, and I have just fallen in love with this program.
Well, I'm just gonna drop the
sorry about the sound, y'all.
No, it's okay, it happens. Nothing you can do about weather, for one.
Right.
I'm just pinning the pinned comment that is in the live chat now is going to go directly to the donation page on the website. The link below just goes to the website. So if anybody is looking for any more information, or anybody wants to pass this information on to anybody, they can send them the video, they can send them the YouTube link, or sorry, not the YouTube link, the website link. Everything is available for you guys to spread the message. Like we've been saying with the other ones that we've talked about, sometimes just sharing the information so people know where to go and when they need to go is the most valuable thing you can do. So if you can donate, great. If you can't donate, that's totally fine. Donating information to other people is fantastic. Please like and share and all that fun stuff, so that way other people will find you.
Yes. And my DMs are open. If anybody ever has any questions about this, feel free. So I'll be happy to answer them.
If you so what is it that you do specifically, if that's something you can share?
Absolutely. I have worked with the job fair. I have also worked with the How to Dress program, which is how to dress for an interview or work. And I have also helped with the teaching how to change diapers, which was so much fun. We had a ball in that class. Even to the proper way to hold the baby, we did the whole 9 yards, and it was so much fun. The ladies were just adorable, and even to sharing my story. I have shared my story a few times with a group of ladies. So where maybe a few of us will come in and take some time out and do that every so often. So and I hope to do more with them, but these are kind of my main ones that I have done with the program so far.
Oh, that's great. I mean, maybe I'll end up coming to you for help someday.
Yeah.
Do I look like I know how to do anything? I have my 62 IQ. I got another. But this website is fantastic. It's got a ton of information on it. Just of, I'm trying to get pregnant. I am pregnant. I have high risk pregnancy or baby. I'm a new mom. There's so much here, and it's got multiple languages. There's a whole thing called children and men, because there's a really big disparity a lot of the time, because men for some reason get weird looks for being affectionate with their kids. Why? I don't know, But, like, you see a man going to the park with his kids, and sometimes he's getting weird looks from, like, the moms at the park. And it's like, why? What are you doing?
There's a lot of stay-at-home dads today. So, you know, it should be okay.
Right? Like, get over yourself?
Yes. Crazy.
Right? There's a whole fitness club thing here. There's, like... cancer care in here, mammograms, nutrition. Nutrition is huge. Like, hell, even if you're not addicted, maybe go and talk to these people so you have more information about just nutrition and taking care of yourself during pregnancy.
Absolutely. It goes through our big women's hospital here in our city, and they just built a new huge one, which, as you're seeing on this website, they offer a lot.
Diabetes education, hospital stays, for dietary needs, weight loss, overall health and medical conditions. Yes. Like, this is ideal protein, balancing, weight loss program, metabolic and body composition testing. Like, oh my God! There's so much in here! There's so much in here!
I know it. It's a place, and they offer so much, and probably one of the top hospitals in our state.
Yeah, there's a whole spa service area. So, does the spa donate time to, like, something like that?
They have, and then we've had other spas donate to the women where they can go and be treated for the day, get their nails done, get a pedicure.
See, that's cool. That's something that you might not think of. Yeah, that's something that you might not think of. Like, hey, if you own or work for a massage parlor, or you work for I shouldn't call it a parlor, I don't know, a massage therapist, or even just like a regular one. I don't know how the licensing works, and it's way different in Canada. I don't know. So, but you work for a salon, you work for a spa, you work for like a hair salon, you work for a nail salon, being able to donate a little bit of that salon's time to a women's shelter or of some kind, like the one we're showing, that's hugely valuable, that you wouldn't even consider necessarily. Hey, they've got to go get ready for a job interview. Let them go to the spa for the day beforehand. Let them get their nails done the day beforehand, so they look more presentable and are more likely to succeed.
Exactly. They love that. And we even, like I said, we took them to a couple of different stores to shop, which is fully, part of the program, to pick out clothes for mom and baby, which is super fun, and they love.
I mean, who doesn't like playing dress up for their kid? Isn't that one of, like, the huge things that's super fun? Men and women, by the way. You think men don't like putting on goofy clothes onto their kids? You would be thinking wrong.
Right. So whatever the resource is that they may need for the mom or for the baby, we will connect them with. Even if they need strollers, playpens, baby beds, you name it, we will help find it or connect them to.
Yeah, and that's what this is. This whole website seems to be like a huge networking platform where it's like, hey, you're looking for something? We got you. Oh, you can't find it on our website? Call us. Email us. Yeah. Tell us what it is you're looking for. We will help you get what you need to succeed. We want you to succeed. Help me to help you.
Absolutely.
Yes. This website's amazing.
It is. And I am loving seeing so many women coming in and getting that prenatal care from start to finish and having a healthy baby, and not, they were, instead of having it at home alone and calling the ambulance. This is a huge difference.
And, like, ambulances aren't cheap in America either, so, like, that's hurting them even further.
Right. And then getting off the opiate and onto either medicine or a safe detox, of course, is key, obviously, for mom and baby.
Yeah, and, like, being able to do so in a safe space where people aren't going to judge you. You're not going to get in trouble if whatever happens, because these people are here to help you. So take advantage of it.
Yes. because our overdose rate is pretty high, and this obviously is just at least a way to help make a dent in it. We have a long way to go, but this helps, obviously.
And like, so pregnancy is scary on its own. So just the more you add to it, the scarier it's just going to get. And there's so little education around it just in the regular education system that, I mean, everybody should just go read this.
Yes. And, other friends that I know or other addicts that I've gotten to know through this program, or others that I've worked with, like it because, like I said earlier, the biggest fear was losing the child, getting the child taken away. And they don't have to be scared. And then they, like I said, they can get the best treatment for the pregnancy that they can get. Every doctor at the woman's hospital is signed up with this program. So nobody is turned away, which is incredible.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. And it seems like such a, it's one of those things that's good for everyone. This is good for the hospitals, this is good for the doctors, this is good for the nurses, this is good for the people who work in the hospital, because now you've got more people coming in for appointments when they need to be there, rather than last minute during the in an emergency situation. It's better for them to be able to help you at the appropriate times to help you, rather than trying to fix all the damage that's already done or doing what they can. Less stress on them. And you can make an appointment so they're not all mushed together. You don't have to worry about priority problems. It's better.
They'll know that they'll get to take baby home. And that's
right. And it's better for the mothers, it's better for the babies, it's better for the family in general, it's better for the community. Like, even just like, no, not in my backyard, I don't want any of them addicts here. Well, they're in your backyard. You want to do something about it, or you just want to be a bitch?
Right. That's exactly right, because they're everywhere. Addiction doesn't discriminate whatsoever.
And like, hiding it in your house because it's a prescription drug doesn't mean it's not bad. It doesn't mean it's not a problem. It doesn't mean it's not difficult to deal with. There are people who will compete for how bad something is. Don't do that.
No. I look at addictions to whatever substance, whether it's prescription or a street drug, it's the same. One is not, it's all bad, So, but I do see that a lot.
Yeah, it's not a competition to see who's more addicted to what worse drug than the other and which one is worse in what situations. Like, as much as you could speculate about that all day, that such a thing is so subjective to the individual person and what they're going through. And even if somebody's like, no, that's objectively worse, that person's still having just as hard of a time. So maybe just help. Maybe just help people. Don't be judgy about it.
Right, exactly. Just help.
And you don't have to do a lot. You don't have to do a lot. This is all networking. This whole thing is networking. If you work at a bar and you see a lady struggling, give them a pamphlet.
Yes.
Have pamphlets at the bar.
Right. Or, in your area of something that helps addicts or gives back, hand a number out if you next time you see somebody standing on the corner that you might suspect needs a little help or anything like that, because you just never know. We have an alarming rate of addicted homeless here, and we do have a program. I have helped with this one too, that goes and tries to give out resources to them too, and offer treatment and things. But sometimes just giving information out to, like you said, somebody you see makes a world of difference.
And sometimes if you're part of a program that is similar to this, reach out to other programs that are similar to this, because that will help each other network and help each other grow and help each other spread information. And oh, hey, I had trouble with this. Do you know how to do it? Oh, yeah, we had this problem over here. This is how we handled it. Oh, that's great. I'm going to try that. Great.
Right.
Share the information.
Exactly.
What?
We'll
like
get there.
Ugh. Things like dare make me angry. It's like, oh, let's do this war on drugs thing. It's like, no, you've made everything worse. You've made everything a problem.
No.
Everything is awful.
Don't even get me started on that program. It's not. It shouldn't be cutesy with the little fluffy dog. Let's show the 5th and 6th graders what addiction really does. That's what I think should be shown in the DARE program. But
I mean, if you're gonna do it, don't lie to kids.
Nitty gritty.
If you don't want to expose children to, if like that's too far for you, then fine, okay, then give the kids ways that they can educate themselves or volunteer at places like this. Or give them information where they can learn about it in a safe environment. So that way they'll know what to do. So if by some chance, as awful as it would be, that kid, like one of these kids ends up in the position, they'll know where to go. They'll be able to find it in the future. Help these things kind of grow. Make your kids aware of these kinds of things. So that way when they're older and God forbid one of these things happens to those kids, they'll know where to go and where to talk to and who to help.
Oh yeah, and I mean they're using younger and younger these days. They're having more and more kids going into treatment or getting treatment. So I think it's important to talk to kids at a young age. That's just my opinion, obviously, but
I mean, I think that there's like sometimes where it's I can understand people being squirmy about what they do and do not want to show their kids, but at the same time, it's like kids are pretty resilient. They bounce back pretty. They can deal with some pretty horrible things. Like you can show your kid a horror movie, they'll be fine. So maybe find, if you're not comfortable with it, you don't like it, maybe see if you can find an appropriate way that you feel comfortable that you can educate them, because it's better to have your kid educated and have them know than be blissfully unaware and just totally in the dark. You just left them completely in the dark and they have no idea. And that's no good.
Yeah, I mean, I remember sitting in the DARE program in the 4th or 5th grade, and I think it was fun and cutesy, and you didn't really learn a whole lot. That will never happen to me. They didn't really get it, and I think the same pretty much it was back.
Yeah, most kids, I think, probably, I mean, most kids about most things feel like they're immortal most of the time, and they're like, that'll never happen to me, that'll never happen to me, that'll never happen to me, and then it does, and it's like, oh, but because they haven't been actually shown what the nitty-gritty is like, and what it actually means, they don't know how to handle it when it happens.
Right. Exactly.
Which is no good. That's no bueno.
No.
Is there a way that this program or things that maybe high schoolers can get involved with? Is there like, maybe not necessarily show up, but is there like outreach to schools or stuff for yours?
A little bit. They're trying to get more help for the teens, because there's there's obviously an alarming rate of teenagers, teen pregnancy.
Yeah.
And, teen pregnancies with the girls being addicted, obviously, too. So we're starting to try to work with more. So it hasn't really gone too far yet, besides maybe trying to just kind of hook them up with resources. And they're obviously could come in and see the doctor, and we will hook them up with that, the same prenatal care that we would do for an adult lady.
Well, yeah, so it sounds like you're not even turning away based on age. You're just being
No.
like, listen, if you got a problem, come to us. We will do everything within our power. If it's not something we can do, we're going to find you the place where you can get the help that you need.
Right. We want these ladies to come in and have a healthy baby and have a healthy pregnancy, and that you have to come in and get those prenatal checkups.
Yeah. And you've got to go to them. That you're not forcing anybody or anything on anyone. We can't help you if you don't want to be helped.
Right. Oh yeah, it is up to them. You have to be ready. Though I did not go through this program, obviously, I still had to be ready just to, my rehab.
Right.
So same thing. They have to make that decision.
Yeah. And so now, in the case where somebody comes in looking for help and they decide that they don't want your help, does anything happen?
We've had a few that have came in and just never came back.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll follow up because we always want to try to get people to come back and get those healthy visits, like I said, for the baby. But they usually don't answer the phone and kind of avoid, which is very common with addict behavior. So there's just not a whole lot we can do, and we will try to call a few times and hope that they will come back. And some do, and there are some that don't. So
yeah. So there's no obligation or consequence if you just go in looking for information.
No. Everything's confidential.
The consequence is a couple of phone calls maybe that you can just not answer.
Exactly. And I wish I could have brought some pictures for y'all, but obviously with people in recovery and addicts, everything is
Yeah.
Right.
I totally understand that.
Private, and you don't put their identity out there and all that good stuff, and
and of course you don't, as with a lot of anything that has to do with your medical situation.
Yeah, obviously HIPAA, all that stuff. So
I mean, that's also good information, because I think that there's probably people that are afraid that if they go in asking questions, then now other people have my information.
Right. The biggest question we get is, am I going to get in trouble? I haven't paid tickets right now, or they're worried about things that, because when you're in active addiction, there's going to be a lot going on, obviously, in your life, whether it's, some trouble you're in maybe, or tickets you hadn't paid, so many things. So the answer is no. They will not get in trouble. We're not going to call anybody. We're not going to call the police.
Whatever issues you have with your parking tickets is part of the traffic division and has nothing to do with us. We don't even talk to those people. You know what? We probably don't even like them either, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, so no, we're not calling anybody. We're just here to help you.
The only person we're calling is you. Come back.
That's right. We want
go to your appointment.
Yes, and we want baby to be healthy.
So this to me sounds like probably the most pro-life position you could actually have. Because you see people arguing this way and that way for things like abortion and for, no, have kid anyway, no matter what, yada, yada, yada. This to me sounds like the most pro-life thing. We want you to be healthy, we want the kid to be healthy, and we want you to succeed once both of you are healthy.
Right. That's exactly right.
Well, the churches should be helping you. If they're not.
No, they're not. So,
oh, God, no.
But,
no.
We have talked to women about their choices, obviously. Let's say they come in early enough, and we will go in. I mean, I didn't know whether I would be allowed to go that route or not today, but those are talked about.
Yeah.
Whether or not they want to keep the baby or not.
Right. But what you're doing is providing so many options that abortion is not, or even like a back alley abortion is not they don't feel like this is their only choice.
Right.
Which to me,
That's
that
exactly
sounds
right.
like the most pro-choice position you could take. It's like, listen, we want to help you. We want to help your baby. We want to make sure you and your baby are okay after the fact. And so you can get all the help you need from all the way from you're pregnant or even maybe before to all, like if you're just looking for information, all the way
Right.
to you are now stable and on your own. That is the
Yes.
most pro-life position you can take, because you're not like, well, you can't have this. Good luck. No, it's like, no, here's all of the options. Here's all of the choices you could you could possibly make, and here's the path to this, here's the path to this, here's the path to this, here's the path to this. Take your time and make it whatever decision you want. We're going to help you every single step of the way. And I cannot think of a better way to prevent abortions than to have that whole spread. It's a smorgasbord of health options.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to say about it. Like I said, one of my favorite things is to get to do some of the follow-ups of the women that come in.
Yes, because like I imagine like they get their help, they get what they need, they leave, and then once in a while you'll call and check up on them. And that must be wonderful.
Oh yeah, or when they come back in to bring baby, and we get to see.
Whoa, I love it. Little goobers.
Yes, lots of chubby cheeks and chubby legs. And then even hearing about their jobs. I love to hear about how their jobs are going. Some will come in to tell us that they got their first car since being sober, or they're renting a new apartment now. You know, hearing all of the success stories of recovery is amazing. I love it.
Yeah, that's fantastic, and with such a high success rate as you're describing, that must be like, I imagine it's very, very tragic in some cases, but for the amount of success that you've had, like, that's amazing. We are getting close to the 1 hour mark, so if you have any story or any shout out you want to do or any direction you want to point anybody, now would be the time to do it.
No, just, you know, if I know you were going to share, the link to the website.
Yes.
So, and if anybody wants to talk to me more about this, you can, I am on Twitter. You can reach me there in DMs, and I will talk to you about any of this, or just to reach out and talk about anything with addiction. I'm always there. I try to help as much as I can. I mean, I'm obviously not a doctor, but I would be glad to listen and chat with anybody about these subjects. So, like I said, I have 10 years, almost 11, and this is just near and dear to my heart, and it's a way to help me stay in my recovery.
Yeah, and that's wonderful too, is sometimes that helping other people is one of the best things you can do for yourself. And I really hope that these videos that we've been doing, that you're able to find other people who might not work in the same field, but do the same type of outreach, or do outreach in general, so that maybe you guys can get together and support each other in what you need. Or if you know that somebody needs help with this thing, or they know that somebody needs help with this thing, that you guys can network and kind of connect and find each other off of these kinds of conversations. Or if there's any further conversations to be had and discussions to be had about, like, well, what is I'm not asking you right now, just I don't want to put you on the spot, but what do you think is maybe the best direction for somebody to take? So if these are all this is the smorgasbord, what do you think is the most successful or the best one that you would recommend taking, and things like that? Like, I need to, or if you're like, hey, I need to take care of an animal, what's the best way to deal with this or that, or what's the easiest animal to foster, or yada yada yada, with all of the situations. Who knows, maybe you can find some therapy bunnies from Vegan and be like, hey, our place also provides a petting zoo. I don't know.
Right.
Sometimes therapy animals are wonderful. So I don't know. I just hope that people are able to sort of get together and realize that there's actually a lot of people in the community that actually do. I've been amazed with a number of people who have actually managed to get back to me and set up times with me about what they're actually up to and what it is that they're doing and what they've been able to do, and being able to highlight you guys and the good that you do locally, nationally, because I mean, like I said, this kind of a program is good for everybody. It's good for women, it's good for men, it's good for kids, it's good for a whole community, it's good for the hospitals, it's good for the police, it's good for everyone. So the more of these that exist, and hey, maybe it'll inspire somebody, maybe Meghann, you've inspired somebody to go help start their own.
That's right. I hope this will, if it helps just a few people, I feel like I'm doing the right thing. So
yes,
thank you for letting me come and talk about this today. I really appreciate it.
No, absolutely. And I look forward to maybe potentially hearing from you again, maybe in the new year or next year at some point, to see how the program is doing and what you found that you like and what you found that you dislike. The only thing I didn't ask about was COVID stuff. How has that been? I imagine quite difficult.
Oh yeah, there was a time where some of the activities had to be shut down, and obviously we still kept up with having women to come in to see the doctor, even if it was over the computer, telehealth or whatever. But for the most part, they would come in. But mask wearing, talking about vaccines, things like that.
Yeah, because so, I know there's probably a lot of women who got about taking a vaccine while they're pregnant.
Right, and then even having to have smaller group sessions, things like that. We had to kind of spread them out and have more of them, but less people at a time, if that makes sense. So.
Yes, yeah, no, that makes sense. Well, I'm glad that
for a little while.
I'm glad that it hasn't seemed to hit you too hard, like you were able to manage.
Right.
That's good.
We kept going. Absolutely.
That's very brave of all of you, to be honest, because there's a lot of
pandemic came a lot of people relapsing. We saw so it was an alarming rate because a lot of people were at home. So we had to keep on going.
Yeah, they didn't have access to what they had access to earlier to make things as if the pandemic wasn't hard enough on its own. Well,
exactly.
Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate you coming in, and I wish you all the best and all the luck. And everybody, please share out the website, the links in the description, as well as the pinned comment in the live chat. Share, and the previous ones, share, help Meghann out, and help all the people that she's helping out. And maybe find your own community that's got something like this going, and share numbers. Who knows?
Yeah.
Have a little back book. I'll catch you everybody next time. Have a good night, everybody.
Thanks, Josh.
Bye.
Bye.